The scope of application of the law of positive and negative energy summing to zero. Xiefeng. January 26, 2024. While exploring the origin of the universe and the balance of cosmic energy, especially the principles of natural law, the mechanism of nature, and the principle of justice in Tao, I discovered this law, namely, the sum of positive and negative energy is zero. If there is a positive universe, there is a negative universe. If there is positive energy, there is negative energy. If there is a positive electron, there is a negative electron. If there are people, there are anti-people. If there are gods, there are demons. If there is heaven, there is hell, etc. This law indicates that what is given and what is gained are equal, or in other words, giving plus gaining equals zero. This law is the balance mechanism of the universe, ensuring that the development of anything does not go to extremes. This balance mechanism is the natural law and also embodies the justice of Tao. Understanding and applying this law, we will know the mechanism of nature. Now a question arises, since the sum of positive and negative energy is zero, then, is happiness plus pain equals zero? Is love plus hate equals zero? Is cruelty plus kindness equals zero? Is enjoyment plus suffering equals zero? Etc. There is a very obvious fact that seems to prove that this law only applies to the category of energy and does not apply to other categories. This fact is that the super-celestial beings in the celestial islands continent of the Elysium world can enjoy eternity without worries and pains, and they will not suffer or be punished, while many lives trapped in hell are irretrievable, and have to endure eternal pain. From the perspective of a single life form, the law of the sum of positive and negative energy being zero is not established, and there is no formula of happiness plus pain equals zero. This means that the law of the sum of positive and negative energy being zero applies to the macroscopic, not to the microscopic. It applies to the whole, not to the individual. Is this really the case? Let some life or lives enjoy a good life forever for no reason. Let some life or lives suffer pain and torture forever for no reason. Is this possible? If it is possible, where is the natural law? Where is the justice of the universe? If it is not possible, where is the principle? Is it necessary to go through suffering and torture to enjoy a good and happy life? Do you have to endure hardship before you can go to heaven? What I know and understand is that the law of the sum of positive and negative energy being zero applies to all fields, both macroscopic and microscopic, both the whole and the individual. There is no unprovoked blessing to enjoy, and there is no unprovoked sin to suffer. If you want to enjoy the benefits of heaven forever, you must meet the standards of heaven for life. This standard mainly depends on the following three items. The quality of life must meet the standard. Have enough merit, that is, capital. No worldly ties, no debt. To meet the above three standards, it is actually a very difficult and painful process. In this sense, happiness plus pain equals zero is established. Once the standard is met, you can enjoy eternal happiness, but the possibility of meeting the standard is very small. It is a miracle if 1% of humans meet the standard. If you do not meet the standard, you will inevitably suffer endless suffering and torture, reincarnation endlessly. There is no end in sight, because we will find that we are suffering from pain and torture, but we are enjoying short-term happiness and joy. This is like a person, every day go to work to make money, spend all the money you earn every day, you can't save a penny in the bank of heaven. Where is the money to enjoy a good life in heaven? Some people complain that the greatest creator is unfair, saying that the common people are suffering pain, enduring hardship, and bearing sins. Why doesn't the greatest creator relieve the suffering of the common people? I asked, who among the common people is willing to heed the call of the greatest creator and walk the path of the greatest creator? Can you find one? While disregarding the call of the greatest creator and complaining about the perceived injustice of the greatest creator, can you really blame the greatest creator? Perhaps someone might ask, how is it that the law of the sum of positive and negative energy becoming zero fails for those wealthy individuals who, without enduring much pain or torment, enjoy a life of luxury? The law has not failed. The perceived failure of the law is due to two reasons. 1. You have not seen the pressures and trials they have endured. 2. You have not seen their future. They have shouldered more risk and mental strain than the average person, experiencing psychological and spiritual torment. Therefore, they are entitled to enjoy material wealth, but their future is bleak. The wealthier a person is, the greater their responsibility for the destruction of nature, the more money, the greater the sin. The more material wealth a person possesses, the heavier their sin, and the more severe their future punishment. Therefore, one should never envy or admire the rich, but rather pity them. In summary, the law of the sum of positive and negative energy applies across all domains.